you, everybody. Thank you, Mr. Giannakos, for the invitation. Thanks for everybody who's staying up now after the lunch. We have been talking all day about crew, talking about people. So I'm happy to change a little bit the topic, and we're going to talk about platforms. Of course, the platforms are being used by the people, and they exist, and we created the platforms for the people, and that's one of the key points that I want to talk about. So my name is Philippos Giannakos. I'm a senior sales manager for NAPA, and I'm here to talk about digitalization. NAPA is a software company. We do software service and data analysis for the ship design and ship operation. We have been in the market for more than 35 years with 10 offices globally and about 200 employees nowadays. I guess one of the reasons why we are here, or why we exist overall in the industry, is what you can see now in on the monitor. This is a combined image of the ambitious regulatory plan by IMO and European Union to address the greenhouse gas emissions. You know this very well, so I will not go into details. But basically, one key point is that even IMO, they acknowledge that their ambition is quite, their plan is quite ambitious, and they are looking to, let's say, their own opinion as well is to say that if you want to achieve what we are asking you to do, then you need to implement several technologies on board. Not only one is a golden solution, but you need to take several measures to make this happen. And of course, as NAPA, we have identified some interesting challenges, looking first of all at the technologies that are available. There are many technologies available that you can save fuel or reduce your greenhouse emissions, technologies that have not yet proved their impact. And of course, there is this really long discussion about future fuels. Whatever is the right option about future fuels, there is only one certain fact for now, that they're not available, at least in a meaningful scale, and it won't be at least for the next coming years. In addition, what we have noticed is that data from ship design is not effectively used to optimize the ship operations, and vice versa. Data from ship operations are not effectively utilized for ship design. In NAPA, we have the experience of 35 years in ship design, and we are working with all the biggest shipyards and major naval offices. So we have had a lot of discussions with the actual users and designers of ships. Then, of course, what has been touched upon in the morning discussions is about the different stakeholders. There's multiple stakeholders, and unfortunately there is a lack of cooperation, lack of transparency, and lack of visibility of one's work to the other. And improving the collaboration can actually change a lot of things. So far, we have been talking about regulations. We have been talking about the European Union's and IMO greenhouse gas emissions reduction plan. And we have been discussing that shipping companies are following what the regulations are saying. So this is something I agree with. Unfortunately, shipping companies have been following the trends. They have been applying technologies and solutions, at least a majority of them, not all of them, but they have applied solutions in order to comply with the regulations. And at least one of the good things that came out of this is that with the CII and the EU ETS regulations being in place, there is more incentive for owners and charterers to cooperate together. This is not an item that touches only one part. So I'm really happy to see that there is a little bit better collaboration between those two stakeholders. And then a term that, as I heard out today, Mr. Giannakos doesn't like, human element. It's where we stand. Personally, as I opened up my speech, I consider that the technology is here to support the people. All the digital tools that are available today, whether they come from NAPA or someone else, should be designed to support people and make our lives better. Improving the life of seafarers and the office personnel should be the main driver and should be what will be triggering the shipping companies to implement any technology available. And something that comes on our end is that our technology providers like us should be able to support this integration, whether we're talking about customized training or supporting the changes of crews or whatever that might be. The technology providers should be able to support any shipping company, not only at the date of implementation and buying the system, but throughout the years of using the system. Luckily, there are regulations, there are requirements that you need to comply with, but there are solutions that you can use today and options you can have in order to comply. For example, you can use weather routing, you can avoid the rush to weight phenomenon by applying optimum speed. You can monitor the ship performance and ship consumption trends. You can apply timely maintenance and hull fouling monitoring for your vessels. But it's important to select the right provider for this kind of technologies. It's important to select a maker that will provide you an accurate ship model so you can trust the results. It is important to have proper fit for the users. Every shipping company, every separate user has his own requirements and his own feeling about the technologies. And in that point, there is no match for all. And of course, the company should be reliable. The technology should be there for the long service. Moving forward, talking about weather routing and voyage optimization, one of the hot topics is wind propulsion. We have been working with wind propulsion makers for many years now, and here we can see one of our studies, one of our customer cases where Inno lines have installed the nose power rotor sails, and they are using NAPA voyage optimization to maximize the benefit out of the rotor sails. And we have also done a lot of studies. We have worked together with main makers and shipyards in order to analyze the potential savings of wind propulsion technology, specifically the rotor sails, in different routes around the globe, and this is the results. So we can see that when using, starting from the conventional route, and then applying the wind assistance, and then applying the weather routing on the wind-assisted option, then you can minimize your CO2 emissions quite a lot. We have seen a reduction of even up to 28%. And this is another example with figures. You can see how much the consumption drops down when you apply sails and then voyage optimization. So taking a route that initial cost is 1,841 tons, you take it down to 1,500 something. So the impact is there. You can calculate that. You can see immediately how much the technology that you are using is saving you money. And of course, it's not about only wind propulsion. Weather routing is for all ships, and in NAPA we have a determination to take a good weather routing to great. Using our technology platform, you can optimize for different requirements, for profit, for CII, for fuel emission, and that can give you different results. An example I always like to show is this voyage where we have the same ETA. Blue is the shortest route and purple is the weather routed option, by which you are actually increasing the distance quite a bit, but you are saving on your emissions. You have a better CII, you have a safer route, and you are saving $28,000. So multiple savings with one optimization. Moving forward, as the time is pressing, increasing collaboration. There is a case study now with Blue Wisby. Blue Wisby is a consortium that is trying to change the way that voyage planning is now being done. We have our first trials, and we have realized a saving of even 28% on a given voyage. And with this Blue Wisby consortium, we are trying to consolidate and get together ports, charterers, owners, and operators in order to optimize the whole voyage planning procedure. NAPA is a technology provider for this consortium, and they're using NAPA voyage optimization for the planning. And of course, moving forward, when talking about consumption trends, it's not about looking into the daily consumption of the vessel, what the crew is reporting, either noon data or signal data. It's looking at the specific, looking at the specific day, how much the vessel has consumed, how much of this consumption was because of the weather, was because of the swell, was because of the hull fouling, and so on. So looking at that into a 2 years duration, 6 months duration, and so on, you can easily understand when your vessel needs to go on a hull cleaning or a propeller polishing or anti-fouling paint or whatever you want to do. And that being said, this is one of our customers' story. Where basically they had one vessel they analyzed using NAPA Fleet Intelligence platform, and they decided to go on a dry dock. They had an anti-fouling painting, and after the dry dock, they realized savings of 14.3%, and of course an improvement in the CII. So, long story short, what we have available to make this happen is that we have a web-based platform that requires no installation on board, and will help you in your daily challenges, understanding the performance of the vessel, analyzing the effect of the weather, analyzing the effect of different factors, so you can make decisions based on data and based on the ship-specific models of your vessels. Of course, that being said, I would say that the main conclusions, the key takeaways would be that even now, using noon data, we can have an accurate understanding of the ship performance. We can understand the level of the fouling. We can understand the effect of the weather on a daily basis. And of course, we can have the platform that will help you plan your hull maintenances more and more efficiently. And even starting from tomorrow, using the platform, you can save significant amount of fuel and emissions by using improved voyage planning technologies like NAPA voyage optimization. And then, of course, with data collected, you can have an up-to-date information of the ship's performance. Thank you.